Hello! I am doing a video on the Kingroon Cube 3D printer. Now, for the specs, I've actually got AliExpress up. I actually bought it from Amazon, though, because the first one they sent got lost, and the second one they sent to the completely wrong address. I don't suggest that, and I'm not going to be highlighting their page. Now, I luckily was able to go door to door in my community and figure out who actually got sent it, and was able to retrieve it. But I really don't suggest getting it from Amazon. So this is a cube. It's got a sheet metal frame. Some bits are welded. It's hugely sturdy. It's got linear guides for the Y and the X carriage, and it has stationary motors. Now, I've got it printing right now, and I'm mainly doing that because a lot of printer manufacturers will claim that their machines can run at 100 millimeters a second. This machine can run at 100 millimeters per second if you're printing something big. I'm printing some linear guides that I'll be using on a future project. So I need them to be accurate, so they're running at 80 millimeters a second, which is drastically faster than I've even got an Ender 5 that I can't trust at those speeds. I actually tend to use that for just kind of larger parts, like the framing on this prototype print I'm working on. I use my Ender 5. It's not perfect, but it's if you're fine with having fat layers, and if you're good with a fat nozzle, it can actually print pretty fast. But it's not really reliable for super accurate things. I mean, just the linear guides and the stationary motors just make it so I can move fast and move exactly where it needs to be. Now, for sizing, it's about 225 millimeters tall and a 200 by 200 bed. I mean, that's a little bit smaller than some, but it's also a I believe sub $200. Yeah, it's about $300 3D printer. I mean, you've got linear guides. One of the best things is that there's a light inside, so if it's night and you want to check your print, click. You can see your print as it's printing. It's got a glass bed, and I love glass beds. Now I've got the magnetic bed on the Ender 5. It's been nothing but trouble. I don't suggest it. I mean, it just contours to the shape. It doesn't really matter if your aluminum is actually flat, because your magnetic bed will just kind of cover those discrepancies. But a glass bed that is flatter than your heated bed will actually compensate for the whatever warping you have in your bed. Now, one thing I'm seeing is that this is far more sturdy as far as the Z-axis. The Ender 5, if you power it off, it'll start to drop. So you never can trust any power on resume. Now, this can actually handle the power on resume. I believe this has a 32-bit controller in it. At least that's what I've heard. This is a touchscreen, which is kind of cool. I don't really need that, but I do like it. And one thing I'll be doing with this machine is actually putting sides on it, because it's just such an easy machine to put to make a heated chamber. And I've got a little space heater. I'll put a solid state relay and be using that to control the temp I've got in there. So it's going to be able to handle a lot of the materials that an open frame printer really can't, because you don't have a stable environment. And I mean, with the cable management in here, I love the touch of the cable chain. I mean, this is a beautiful, beautiful machine. I mean, this thing is cheaper than pretty much anything Prusa has come out, but God, this design is so sturdy and reliable. Now, it's only a single nozzle, so you can't do multiple color, things like that. I'm going to be looking into modding that, but this machine is going to stay standard for quite a while just because of how reliable it is. Now, because it's got this the sheet metal frame, you don't need to worry about moving it. Like, I moved it from across the room. It's fine. You can pick it up, and you're not having that little bit of shifting and settling that you get in the in your aluminum extrusion style machines. And I mean, this thing is, I will probably do a print off between this and the Ender 5, simply because they are fairly close in price. It's actually more expensive than the Ender 5. This is less expensive than the Ender 5 when I bought it. I'm not sure if the Ender 5 has come down. It probably has now that there's a new one. But I'll likely do a print off, and first I'll do a proper step calibration to make sure I'm not having any issues with that. In my Ender 5, I'll put the smaller nozzle back, and I'll use the same G-code between this and my Ender 5 and just see what they do. I believe this is going to blow it out of the water.